Okay, so what we're going to make is one bowl cover. So what the bowl cover looks like, it looks like this. You take one of these and pop it over. And that's what the finished product looks like. That's a minimum. You can make it a lot longer, but that's what we're going to be making. So first thing you want to do is you just take a piece of paper. I have used sticky tape just to join two pieces of normal printing paper. Pop your bowl on. You need to leave enough room on the edges to do the seam edge. So that's about 4 centimeters. So draw around your bowl. Now, before we do anything, we want to see where the center point, the accurate center point is. So what we're going to do is just cut this off so you've got enough distance so you can still do your circle. Cut this off. And you want to turn it and fold it so you can see the circles when they're together. You just want to match your circles up. And then do a crease. And then flip it over. Fold that side over till you can see it matches up with your line of your circle, and then do another crease. And then on the outside, this center bit here where they cross is your center point. Then you want to take a piece of, so you could either then, so we want to have the distance from there, which is the overhang here, is about 4 centimeters. So 4 centimeters, which is about 1.5 inches. So there's two ways of doing this. You can do it that way, move it up. This is very long process. And then you would be joining those together. Or an easier way is I'm going to take a piece of paper. This is cardboard. And then you're going to pop a hole in one end, like that. It should be more to the center. Yep. And then you're going to measure, so half of this 17 is 8.5. So you want to get the hole, find the center, the dot at 8.5, and then you want to add 4, so that's 12. So this is the point where you're going to put your dot in. And then you can just simply trim that off. Trim that bit off. And you take your awl, and you take a normal pen, so you pop that over the hole. Make sure it's in the center. And the pen is going to go at the end, so you're going to give it a little bit of a stretch, and then you're going to go all the way around. Oop. Holding your paper down. You might want to sticky tape your paper down next time. Mine's a bit loose. And then we're just going to cut it out. A piece of fabric, weave does work best, but you can use knit. You want your pins, take your pattern piece, pop that on, and you want to just pin it all the way along. And you're ready to cut it out. Once you've done that, pull the pins out. And we're ready to go to the sewing machine. For the edges of the fabric, ideally you need to use an overlocker, and you can either do plain overlocking, which is using a 4-thread, which is what I've got here. You can use a 3-thread as well, but a 4-thread is better. But I'm actually going to make this using the roll hem feature, and not all overlocker sergers have this feature. So if you don't, then just use the standard overlocking at close weave, meaning your stitches need to be probably around about the 1 to make a nice edge, because it's going around a circle, so there's not a lot of fraying. But otherwise, if you've got the roll feature, it is definitely a better feature to use. Just check with your machine's instructions and see if it has that. If not, this is what it looks like just overlocked, and it's quite nice. I'm only doing a little bit just to show you. So that's the finish edge there, which is quite nice, and I'll just do it also in the roll hem, and I'll show you that as well. With the wrong side on this side, you're going to take your elastic. So with the elastic, you just need a really long piece. There's no real length to it. So because you're going to stretch it as you go. So you're going to find your marker point. So that's 1 centimetre from the edge of the overlocking. So you want to place it on. Just do a little bit of a stitch, and then make sure that the zipper foot is going in, and then you want to stretch it to about here. Hold it down with your finger, and then start stitching. And then make sure again that the needle is down. Stretch. Stop. And when you get to this part, you want to just pop it on top and sew straight over it. And then do a couple of back stitches, and then forward stitches. And then use your snippers and snip off the threads. And then with the elastic, you want to cut right up to stretch it out and just snip it off. And that's it. There you have it. We can put it on our bowl.